Please no third mulligan, though. Okay, good. Good. 2 mulligans is fine. Not great, but fine.
Who's going first and second, too? If colorless gets to go second with that, that's really good.
Oh, we got the wishy-washy and the active, and the cycles are. So both people have their preferred active. We have a real game here. The Buddy Buddy Poffin. All right. Mitigating. Yep. Mitigating the risk of those 2 mulligans. This will really put them where they need to be. Now it's just a matter of how is the prizing.
It's not even worth for Jeffrey to power up a Rotom anymore either, because you don't really care to send that wishy-washy back in the deck. You're just going to use your energy probably to power up an attacker just in case your Porygon isn't able to be set up, or if it's like somehow boss KO'd, but I don't think water is cooking that.
Yeah, unless maybe does Jeffrey play Escape Rope? Let's see.
If he plays Escape Rope and he has it in his opening hand, that could be big, yeah.
Actually, I don't think I see Escape Rope in his list.
Oh, that's wild. I feel like that's goes in most GLC decks too.
Alright. I'm going back 10 conversations, Watto. This is why Psychic and Wobbuffet are good. People are getting greedy, Watto. Turn off their abilities, turn off.
That is like mega greedy. Put rope in your deck, dude.
I know.
It's a good switch card. It's the best switch card.
People used to play Rhyme, and now we're not even playing Escape Rope, but we made it to the finals, so... Things,
I think I was the only Wobbuffet in the tournament, probably.
Crazy.
A lot of Psychic decks don't even run that guy anymore.
Oh, it's so good. Alright, so we see an Octillery in the prizes. I wish the glare wasn't there. It's a little bit hard to see what else is there.
That's like ideal setup. You got your
Yep.
two accelerators, so if something gets knocked out, but there is no whale right now, so I don't know how we're supposed to be attacking next turn unless we're just going with wishy-washy, which also
You
works.
can. Yeah, the wishy-washy doing 130 isn't too bad. There might be a route where you attack into the wishy-washy with Fan Rotom just to see if it gets shuffled back.
Is that a lucky energy on the wishy-washy?
Yeah. So that
It's an odd choice.
it's interesting because between that and then Mickey's fighting deck, we're actually seeing more draw cards played from like tools and energies and things like that.
Does he play Recycle already? I feel like Recycle's is better.
I think there's both. Let me double check.
Recycle, counter, reversal.
Yeah. Yep, so it has Lucky and Recycle. But just
Okay.
no counter, which is just the one weird
No
one.
counter is odd,
But the Lucky one's pretty cool. Ashley says, I can't go all in because I'm saving 10,000 points to make Z-Man play something horrific on stream. That's a fair choice. And there's the Fan Rotom. I told you, Watto. Colorless always has Fan Rotom. A Nest Ball means fill your bench to 4.
Oh yeah, I would not argue against not playing that card.
And here's Artisan.
Fine, turn 1. And your bench is full.
Yep. What's this going to get? Snorlax or Slacking?
I pick up colorless.
It is good.
Playing in standard the deck that plays Fan Rotom, the Terrapagos.
Me too. I'll love it.
It's pretty broken. Very consistent.
It's so consistent, and it's fun. I think Dusknoir is a fun card. I actually really like it in GLC, except for the fact it's a little bit oppressive.
I think it's fair. You have to set up a stage 2 line, a 1-1-1.
That's true.
Your opponent's taking a prize.
The part of it that feels oppressive is when you combine it with Parallel.
Oh,
So, like, if you attack with it...
Strong.
Yeah. Like, the way I do is typically put a reversal on it. Yeah.
Cephalon, maybe same turn, you're placing a ton of damage counters.
Exactly. So that's where it gets a little bit, like, unfun for whoever I'm playing against if I can pull that off. But like you said, you have to have all those pieces.
Yep.
And that's why Colorless is so strong. It doesn't take that many pieces. A Nest Ball and an Artisan, we're at 5 to the bench. Alright, and we are going to see the attack. Oh, with the boss! Alright.
This deck is broken. I'm playing this.
Okay, this is where the no counter energy is going to be rough. We do still have Reversal.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no decks that should be able to do that. Okay, I see why you guys are playing colorless now.
It's a pretty good deck. Although the most played deck for this was actually Water by a wide margin.
I think that's just because people who don't play a ton of GLC play Water.
I don't think those people are in this. Setting up a webcam's a lot of work. Yeah, I had some local people that were gonna play.
Surprising's pretty good.
People don't like to set up
Don't
webcam.
play as much GLC. Like I feel like there'd be a couple of those people in here anyway, just for the nice prizing.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
There
it could be.
wasn't a ton of brews today either.
No, not that part broke my heart. But we did find some good ones where we could. So the ball guy is a lot less good here without Remoraid or Sobble to be able to grab out your draw.
Springs lined up, but now might have to take a turn off.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder without being able to grab Drizzile.
Without the Drizzile, yeah. I think he was not expecting that to go down.
No.
Which, to be fair, I wouldn't have either.
No.
Even Rope was asking a lot, but having the boss knockout turn 1 is crazy.
Yeah, pretty much had to have Boss or Guzman there. So out of this, I guess there were the two mulligans, because I was gonna say out of the 6-card hand you had Nestball, Artisan, and Gust,
Still.
but it's an 8-card hand. I mean,
that's good.
Ashley says water has a wider variety of different lists and varieties you can play compared to colorless, meaning more water lists. That is true. Like you see everything from Toad to Tank and Heal, and then Hydro Pump, which is the standard, but we didn't really see too much of today. And colorless has 2 varieties, Porygon and Turbo. So yeah. Heavy Ball has become one of my favorite cards. I'm playing this in so many more decks now. It's just like fighting fire and water. I finally had to order more than 2 the other day. Well, because I only had to, so it's like, all right, yeah. Because I've been playing the Blastoise water, and it's so great because it can grab your Blastoise, can grab your entire whale line and your Wishy-Washy. So that Heavy Ball is going to grab the whale. The Level Ball, he's going to wish it could grab Drizzile, but it's going to probably grab Frostmoth or War Turtle. Alright, the War Turtle.
It is, I guess.
War Turtle's an attacker in a pinch. That happens sometimes. It has the Hydro Pump attack. It can take down a Fan Rotom, actually. Who's the Nest Ball gonna grab? Maybe Toddle. Oh, interesting. For the Vulpix. And you're gonna be...
That's good.
Well,
Octillery would be nice to start setting up as well.
well, the Octillery's prized.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There's glare, I can't see.
Okay, the thing with the Vulpix, though, is you're going down 2 prizes at this point. Whereas
yeah,
if...
I guess it is under 70 HP, but you do need to get set up, and that hand might not be looking too hot after the Sobble went down, so sometimes it's just kind of a must. At this point, too, he's probably playing, because Colorless has a hard time taking out the whale.
Yeah, but also has a hard time taking out the Wishy-Washy. That'd be asking for a lot, so... I don't know. I could see it.
I agree with advancing the board state, because your opponent could just get Porygon to...
That's true. You do not want to give Porygon more time.
Your Porygon Z, a couple energies to Snorlax, and it's pretty much there.
So that's big. That's the double turbo on the Snorlax. So now we're seeing only 160. And with the Wishy-Washy having 180, that means that he might be able to afford the Vitality Springs turn next turn. So send up the Bibarel here.
To evolve this one as well.
I personally don't mind if you evolve the Porygon.
I just noticed the powerful's on the Fan Rotom, so that thing's doing 90 right now.
Yep.
So if he finds Guzma, he can actually take out the War Turtle.
That would be devastating, yeah.
Yeah. Or Versus Seeker, for that matter.
Yeah, there's ways.
And it looks like just 1 card in hand.
Let's play Palpad too? Probably should.
Pesci's in the chat. Congrats on top 4 once again, man. You did awesome. Oh, actually, good point. Kukui can hit the table to make Snorlax do 180. I forget about that card. And that's even his signature card. But yeah, Pesci, there wasn't much you could do in that other game, too. That just... Sometimes stuff like that just runs away from us. So we see the Arven here.
If you had rope, you'd be cooking right now.
That's what I was thinking. Although I guess you just throw up the wishy-washy with the rope.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Kukui.
Let's take the prize on the Vulpix.
Oh, Muscle Band too. Yeah, with Muscle Band and Kukui. Really like that. See the level ball for the Chinchino?
And the unstoppable board state is here.
Let's get in there. We want to see... There's no slacking. So we at least have that going for us. Pesci says, unfortunate, but I was lucky in other games. And you know, people appreciate that kind of, like, recognition of...
It's better to be lucky in your early games so you get to the
It's
late
true.
game prize.
You got an ETB.
Yeah.
And you advance the state of the game, which for small niches like GLC, that's actually the most important thing, is help and support something that's bigger than ourselves. It's not important to... It's important to not forget that, like, the most important part of cards are actually the community and the people. And so doing whatever you can to just help grow a format when it's like a smaller niche like this, it's actually the best thing. Because people look at results from things like this, and then it completely changes the game. And iron builds iron. So the stronger that you can make just random players everywhere, the better the format becomes, and then the more it grows. So it all makes a huge difference.
So I guess Rotom is taking 2 knockouts this game.
Yep. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a very versatile card.
It's probably one of the best cards in the game.
Really well with the stadiums like Artisan too, because you can just go get it and then it fulfills the attack condition.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you play pre-release, but Artisan, Jet Energy, and Rotom were all in the same pre-release kit. Like the designers knew what they were doing.
For that one, I played Surging Sparks.
Oh, okay. I haven't played that one.
Rotom Wars going off in pre-release. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Still too.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. It's funny too. Pre-releases can give you ideas for GLC all the time. I mean, for that one it was obvious, but
Pre-release is actually, it's kind of a fun format.
yeah, it's my wife's favorite way to play, actually.
That's cool.
Gweeb says Louise Surge's deck is busted, got destroyed by a couple times in real life. I'm glad to see him doing well, because I've won my locals with it a bunch of times, and my friends still tell me Blastoise sucks, and I can finally say, no, it doesn't. I'm not the only one that plays it. Taking off a turn is fine. You take off turns for things all the time, and then thinning a deck out from 6 energy is just good. And I think that's what we're seeing here is the Vitality Springs. So if you're not familiar with the Blastoise, it itself is a tank. It has 170 HP, so if you put on a pot helmet or something, then the Snorlax isn't one-hit killing it. And then it can attack for like 210 damage when you have the 4 energy on it. And then you all know what Wailord's doing. You're watching the final. So that's going to do 240 when you have a special energy, and then it's 240 HP. So you're going to try to walk with this Blastoise and the Wailmer, probably putting a reversal and something else on the Blastoise, and that'll probably be his next attack. Yep, there's the reversal and the recycle. Love that. And when you're going to be 2 behind, possibly 3, the reversal is going to have some time. So we see a game now. The Rem raid's down, so the Octillery will probably be to take off the prizes. We'll see what Jeffrey does.
He doesn't take a prize yet, right? Because he's Vitality Springing.
Right. Just saying for next turn, and to see if Jeffrey takes one.
To go up 3 prizes.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big lead.
I think
Still
where he
doable
is...
for water, but that's not a great spot to be in.
Oh no, we're not allowed to say the word we. Okay. I forgot I had that as a redemption. What was I thinking, past Zach?
Oh, what?
Collective you and I cannot use the word we. Oh no, Guzma. That's what I was concerned about. I was thinking you can come back from a 2 prize deficit. 3 is going to be tough.
Can he knock out Blastoise?
Yeah, yes. He has the muscle band.
The Snorlax? Oh, okay. Muscle band. I was going to say it has double turbo.
He grabbed it with Arvin last turn. Ashley says that EUSA played versus this Blastoise and MS1, some random Pokédex for some GLC player. Fight for my life. Yeah, because the thing with tanky decks is once they set up, they can just walk over you, and they don't like you can't really disrupt them. Hex doesn't work. Hand disruption doesn't work because they're just playing off the board if they have two tanky attackers.
Okay, big news actually. The Porygon Z is probably prized because he's taking Vigoroth off of Evolution Incense.
Yeah, that is huge.
That is some big information for Luis, because if he's able to then just knock out the Porygon 2 before it evolves, that means Jeffrey will have no way to fill his board with energy before that accelerator goes down. So that should give him the information he needs. Now he just needs a boss or a Guzma to take that out, and he has a pretty good shot of limiting Jeffrey's attacking options, so we'll see if he can get that off.
Would love to see that, and would love to see the Lost City come down. Because even just Lost City...
That would be huge too, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot he plays that.
Oh yeah, every whale deck has to play. In my opinion, it's a 3-stadium thing, and he's playing it too, which I love. But I play it as well, and I think you have to play Brooklet, Rough Seas, Lost City. Those 3 can win you games. And their cycle energy going back to hand will be nice too. Yeah, the hardest thing is just gonna be coming back from the 3 prizes, but it is doable. Muscle band.
The attacker Jeffrey has that's pretty good right now is the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop treating Fan Rotom as a fake. He can get some knockouts by just bossing an Octillery. He's doing 90 right now, so that's actually It'll knock out Frostmoth too if that gets evolved.
Yeah, low-key, the...
His boss and Guzma are down though, so... Can you check if he runs Palpad actually? I forget.
Yeah, let me look that up. The end here is gonna help him try to find what he's looking for too, which is really that Lost City. So he plays... I don't see... Nope, he does play Palpad, which I always like that in colorless, just because you see so much of your deck anyway. And Pesci says...
Colorless decks I've seen play Palpad, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised to see that. It's just such an aggressive type to begin with. You have so much draw, you can just afford to use your aggressive supporters.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you just need an Ultra Ball, a good card away to draw off Bibarel, and it's nice to know it's not actually gone.
Yep.
Pesci says Lost City was the best inclusion. I agree. I think Lost City is a top 5 card in GLC. No cap. Any card that can let you auto win.
Ball, quick ball, level ball, history and heavy ball.
I'm not gonna group those because they're like they're a low power level. I'm talking like interesting cards.
5 cards in my deck.
Okay. We're not counting those or Versus Seeker or things like that. We're talking like impactful. Yeah. I don't love the word tech either. I'm not sure what the word for it would be.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right. Oh, no Lost City. So, but at the same time, with the Porygon
2 in play.
Yeah. Of course, what are the odds that the Porygon's still in the prizes? You might have picked it up off of that. Flare cards. Thank you, Ashley. I like that. Yeah. Lost City is a top 5 flare card.
Chances are it's still in the prizes, but you know, you're giving Jeffrey the chance to take it off the prizes if you leave it in play.
Oh, here's the Winona.
Probably didn't have Boss or Guzma available, so he used the N, I think you said.
Yeah.
What does the Winona grab us here? Not too much, I think, so Jeffrey probably just thinning.
Yeah, and I know his hand got end after he took a prize. That's where I was thinking, like, watch, he got the Porygon, but yeah, he did. Dude, I had a feeling. I don't know how to explain it to you. I had a feeling. Yeah. 25% chance.
That's still pretty good to hit it right away.
Yeah.
That's the card you want.
But you know, I've been hitting what I've been wanting in my Wonder Trades and Pokemon Pocket, and that's only a 20%. So 25%, that easy money.
Surprised to see he didn't grab something else. Get another attacker, no? Maybe he just doesn't have one in deck. Oh, it's in hand. That works.
Yep, and then I guess don't want to clog up your hand because of the Bibarel.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Probably just be a swing into Wailord this turn, not taking a knockout, but that's not too worrisome because he has a 3 prize advantage.
Yeah, this Wailord's going to have to walk.
Actually.
We're going to have the Rough Seas and the Malalana have to try to negate everything over a couple turns here.
That whale does need to stick around very badly. especially since the Blastoise was already dealt with.
Yeah. Oh, speak of the devil, here comes the fan Rotom.
That's very valid.
And the Hex will make it do a full 90.
Reduced by 30, so 60.
Yeah, the Rotom stays
That puts it in range next turn for 190. I don't know if Jeffrey can do 190 next turn, but definitely a more manageable number than 230.
Definitely. And Hex just good to have when there's a Sobble and a Remoraid.
Rough Seas is in play, though. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah. What's curious? What did oh, Rotom, thanks for the posture check. Oh, I've been on my computer for 6 hours. Didn't take the Octillery off prizes, so I missed what they took. But
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that.
I was thinking they're gonna take that, so I was thinking Hex would be good there. But regardless, still with the Sobble down, the Hex is pretty huge. Look like doing some math. That's the card equivalent of, let me math this out. When you're kind of thinking through your turn, if you need to take some extra time, start flashing your fingers around, and that's the code. And you do need to do math because the Luxurious Cape, you want to make sure that your opponent, like for your cape, you want to make sure they are taking an extra hit. So when you already have a beefy attacker, you want to make sure like, oh, does this press it from a 3-hit kill to a 4-hit kill and things like that. Because the Luxurious,
Just giving your opponent an advantage.
exactly. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I see from like intermediate GLC players is playing a Luxurious Cape on something where it didn't matter. Like, I'm fine 2-hit killing that for 2 prizes. So that really can separate intermediate from expert level is the right Luxurious Cape placement.
I would definitely agree with where he put it, though. He needs that
Yeah.
whale to stay in play in order to have a chance in this game. And Jeffrey didn't do too much damage last turn, and he didn't find energies to pull off a giant tag, so that Luxurious Cape plus Rough Seas and the whale, they'll probably be sticking around another turn, I would guess, too.
Oh, and we have the switch raft. All right. And we love to see it 'cause, you know, the best thing about GLC is when you come and you're looking at your 3 prizes behind, you're not out of it yet. And so this really speaks to my love of the format is there is a comeback. So this whale can walk, especially with a couple gusts down and, you know, the PAL pad not in sight yet. So that Whalmer has just 30 on it. And we're looking at a 270 HP Pokemon in a single prize format. You'd love to see it.
I'll take Octillery.
And now the Octillery comes. Was eyeing up that Guzma.
4-3 now, so
Yep.
honestly, it's an even game, I would say, at this point. The water board state is looking pretty good. Jeffrey doesn't have a big attacker lined up, but he has the Porygon in play to power something up in 1 turn. So we'll see what he can do. I don't think he's able to knock out Wailord this turn, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm not sure how he would. And he's a little bit board locked too, interestingly, because you kind of want Snorlax and Vigoroth down. Not Vigoroth, Slacking down. Like, you want to get to a Slacking eventually, but he just has never been able to get to a point of getting it up.
Nope. I don't know if he's going to go for that this game either. I think he wants to find Palpad to put Boss and Guzma back in the deck.
Yeah, and Rotom's asking if it's running Lost City. It is. I think it's running the 3 correct stadiums in Wales, which is Lost City, Brooklet, and Rough Seas. But I think right now you actually don't even want a Lost City. I think you want the Rough Seas to stick.
What does teammates grab here? I don't know, actually.
Yeah, that's a great question. This is where it's good to see someone like Jeffrey playing because I'm not as familiar with something like Porygon, and it's cool to see just one of the best players in the game be able to find the lines for their deck, and he knows the deck so well because he's been playing it for so long now too. Come on, Jeffrey, give us a peek. We want to know. The viewers at home need to know. So the worst part of teammates is you don't know what your opponent grabs.
Yeah.
It's at 270 right now.
Of course, use your mind and Jeffrey. The Wailord's at 270 HP right now. Love to see it.
Oh, is that what they said in Discord?
Yeah, I had the volume on a little bit.
I don't.
It's funny. I mean, I'm thinking the standard, like at regionals, I played Golden Go EX. This Wailord has more HP than Golden Go EX by 10.
Yep.
I guess they both give up 2 prizes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Luxury Escape increases that.
Rodum says, Jeffrey was the one guy to kick my butt. He better take the W or I'll stop smiling for a month. Well, we can't have that. Congrats, by the way, on 4-1. Bubbles always stink. But 4-1's amazing. Still not exactly sure what he got off of teammates.
Yeah, I don't know either. He hasn't played them yet. His deck's looking kind of small too.
Yeah, we're not quite sure the line, and it makes me feel better because I don't think Jeffrey is sure either. To be honest, he's really thinking about this.
He doesn't want to swing into this Wailord, but he kind of has to.
You have to,
eyeing up a stadium to get rid of this rough seas as soon as possible.
and that's the one to do it. Parallel.
That is not the strongest here because he's just gonna ditch the Articuno. Oh, I guess that makes sense too. Yeah.
Yeah, keep your consistency things. But what you're oohing in is interesting, as they are easier gust targets. Well,
I thought he would keep the Wishy-Washy because it had an energy on it and he has no other attackers on board, but we'll see what he cooks up.
yeah.
He's a little vulnerable if his whale goes down now, but obviously his whale is sticking around at least for this turn.
And he's not down his Brooklet or his Lost City, so... Or his Nessa, or his Super Rat. So, like, he has the ways to recover him. You do have to find it, though. But we know he has Octillery in hand. Alright, so we're going to see the Kangaskhan and the Snorlax getting powered up. So I'm guessing you grabbed the Parallel.
Oh, definitely the Parallel.
And then probably the double
a
turbo.
Yeah.
See, this is why it's nice having a co-caster, because it makes my suspicions feel more real when someone else confirms it. If two people believe it, then you know it's true. So that 120 is going to turn into 90.
And then basically 60 because the rough. Oh no, the rough season.
Yeah.
That's right.
At first I thought the same thing.
If he has Lucamine, but I doubt he runs Lucamine.
No, probably no Lucamine. Not a terrible card. But sometimes where whales lose is your dead opening hands. So I guess that's the only argument against it.
I mean, I wouldn't play it too. The deck has enough setup stuff already.
Yeah. Alright, so you see the Octillery come down. Is the Drizzle there too? Yes. Alright, so we're cooking with gas here. And here we're probably looking for Mallow and Lana. But we don't have anything to pivot into. So you need like a Mallow Lana and like a scoop up net or something.
He got rid of the Wishy-Washy with the Floatstone a second ago too. And an energy.
Yeah. I wonder if you'd give up the Frostmoth there in hindsight.
I think you need to keep the Frostmoth. I think I honestly would have ditched the Octillery and just said I need the Frostmoth to power up my Wishy-Washy later.
So hard. And this is why Parallel City is so good, because it's like, I don't even know what the right answer is. You do. Rodum says they had a blast playing. The bubble didn't ruin anything. Good stuff. That's what it's all about. It's about the love of the game. Alright. Goodbye, Parallel City. Hello, Lost City. We're entering new cities here.
Guess he really values that Lost City. I don't know if that's what I would have went for off that.
The Brooklet would have been interesting. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Loss on what?
On the Snorlax.
That is a good play, I would say.
Yeah.
He needs to find a big damage attacker. I think Snorlax is the only one that cannot get.
Yeah, you're right, because there's no
You have to find a like rescue stretcher or something to bring it back, and then the energy to bring it back as well.
And like I mentioned the last turn, that slacking has never been able to get powered up. So whether it got prized or the bench just got filled up, that is one downside of Rotom's. It's barely downside, but it takes up that bench space. So when it's lasting on the board, there's sometimes waiting for it to go away so that we can get down that Snorlax or that slack off.
Snorlax is lost zone, so he can't even recover that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where he bossed that for. Yep. And it's gonna take him another turn to be able to find anything.
And now we are even in prize trade. I'd say Water's looking in a better spot at this point.
Which is amazing.
So strong for Jeffrey at the start.
And this is why GLC is so awesome. Imagine being down half of your prizes without taking a prize, and now it's tied up. And it's really anyone's game.
Mallow Lana has not been played yet either.
That's right.
And this whale will be sticking around this turn most likely.
Yes, it has 120, and Jeffrey would need Field Blower and all kinds of other things. Played the teammates, it's down his 2 Gust. So going back a couple turns, I love that luxurious cape on the Whale Lord. That was a heads up play because just realizing this Whale Lord really needs to put in some time here. We had the rough seas to be able to help, and just if I need to come back into this game, it's going to be from this Whale Lord. The interesting thing was the quick ball last turn from the water player still did not grab another attacker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Parallel City, but they did bump that.
Well, they quick balled away the rare candy, and I guess maybe to draw off artillery, but we didn't see anything benched.
Guess they're cannon on the Whale Lord a lot, but I would like to start up setting up another attacker at least. If they don't bench one this next turn, that's a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if the Whale Lord can get through 6 prizes.
No, definitely.
It's going to be a little tough. Alright, pitching Guz Mahala. Oh, wait, no. Grabbing the Guz Mahala and then pitching it with the Chinchino, just thinning out a card. Always good to do. Anyway, the Lugia down. This is the Energy Loop Lugia. I think it does 130, something kind of, like middle of the road, but it saves the energy, so that's always nice.
Oh, it only did 120, I'm not going to lie.
It might be that too. But, definitely not enough to knock out this Whale Lord.
Yeah.
Is that a counter energy I think we see down there? Which, crazy enough, might be live by next turn. Well, actually, probably will be. Because looking off this board state, I don't see anything that's taken down this whale.
So I guess Jeffrey is counting on the 2 prizes, or taking 2 prizes from the luxurious cape then. He's not going to try to remove it because he won't be knocking out the whale this next turn at least.
Oh, Professor Kukui. Jeffrey's
I don't
ace.
think that fixes his math enough.
No, but it's just always fun to see it get played. So this is going to be hidden for 110. Before...
No, he does 140.
And then minus the 30.
Oh yeah, you're right, never mind. Forgot about the ability.
I've been playing a lot of whales lately. That's the only reason I remember. And damage reduction is just so much better than HP boosting. I mean, in this case you have both, but the Noose of Titan makes this deck even scarier because it's a 180 HP with minus 30 ability built in.
Yeah. Inteleon, if it should be in the deck, right? No?
It must be already in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Then, I feel foolish, but then Teleon could be the other attacker, but I still think you want, like, one more.
Malolana hurts to see for the colorless player, but that was probably pretty expected.
Yeah, especially with Inteleon and shitty dealings, there's just no surprise. Gweeb says...
cancel out all of the damage from the Kangaskhan, so
it's so sad, but yeah.
down a prize if he wants to remove the tool from the whale.
And I'm going to grab Pod Helmet to put that onto the Inteleon. Gweeb says that's a disgusting
Keep it
Malolana.
in hand, because he hasn't played Field Blower yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think you have to keep it in hand, actually. The other potential downside is you're going to have to attach and use that energy to retreat because of the Malolana switch effect. Not still worth it, though. Oh,
So just get it down there.
it's putting it down.
It does open up the Field Blower, but
It
he'll
does.
still be up a prize if he Field Blowers the Luxurious Cape. It just takes 1 prize there.
Yeah, and these players made it to the finals, and these are marginal decisions, but I think you actually are right on saving it, just because I think the deck's pretty thin now. It's hard to tell from webcam, admittedly.
Unless we miss the Field Blower being played, I'd probably keep it.
Yeah,
Then you can grab something else off Shady Dealings. Or just grab it so you have it for next turn.
I agree.
Attack with the Teleon.
Because realistically, the field
He is
blower's
attacking
probably
with
going to get
Teleon
played
this
on it.
turn, but I don't know why he wouldn't want to take a knockout.
Well, it doesn't have the energies to attack with it, too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he didn't cross lock. So he's telegraphing he probably has a pretty good hand too, because he didn't bother getting anything to thin for artillery off the Teleon. So Jeffrey could be nice with some hand disruption, and then the Intelion's not powered up. He'll probably not get Whale Lord, assuming he field lowers.
Yeah.
How much HP does
This is a fantastic finals. So, how much HP is here?
190 damage.
It has 190. So with Field Blower, you could do 90 damage if my math is correct. Yeah, because it has 110 on it. And the deck's looking pretty thin. We have B-Roll and Chinchino. I'm guessing if we want a Field Blower, we probably have that option. Looking at the Buddy Buddy Poffin. Are we finally going to see the slack off? There it is.
A little too late, I think.
Yeah.
Just thinning.
Yeah, at least one turn too late in a lot of ways. We're going to see the Sacred Ash, so putting back 5, except for the 2 fellas that are in the Lost Zone. And it has to be 5. That's the problem with some of these older cards that I have, is it's not an up to. Oh, but it looks like he had less than 5 anyway.
Rare candy still, because he's actually running out of attackers.
Yes.
But he might need to rare candy slack off.
And that would give him enough time. I think he still has the rare candy because the Porygon, yeah, the Porygon evolved naturally because it was prized originally. Just looking through, and that makes sense. This is kind of the end of the game. This is where you're just leading up to finishing up your prize mapping. A lot of the healing stuff is done. Rough Seas is down, Malon is down. So now, as colorless, you're just trying to map out what are my last couple prizes. Yeah, you put 3 back with Ash. The other 2 are in the Lost Zone.
Counter Energy is live now too.
That's right. Pitching the Tenacity with Chinchino. Still have the Bieberl available. So might be looking for hand disruption. Well, I don't know. I can't really see how many cards are in his hand, but it looked like a good amount. Alright, their cycle goes down. Powering up that slacking. And then here's the Pal Pad. We've been waiting for this. So
He would have loved this earlier.
yeah.
But then now he is down on prizes, so I don't even know if you need the Boss Guzma anymore.
Probably grab Hex.
Although I haven't seen a field.
Oh, wait, what's the second one?
Guzma.
Oh, is it?
It's
Okay.
Guzma.
Boss Guzma. Okay.
So I guess he isn't knocking out this Wailord because I haven't seen the field blower.
Yeah, that's tough.
Actually, we haven't seen any supporter yet, so he might be trying into Boss Guzma with the barrel.
Yeah, that hand might just be clogged. And you know, I kind of say tongue-in-cheek this is better colorless, but the Squellet really does help, like, unclogging things like this.
Yep. Especially since you have more evolutions in this deck than
Yeah.
most colorless decks. Cape on Lugia, not confirmed yet.
That's tough, because that could be game-losing. Because doesn't a boss...
Lugia 230? So he needs to find Field Blower now, or Wailord is taking 2 prizes on Lugia per game.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he loses.
Yep. But I appreciate taking the chance. You don't want to draw into that. You have to find the Field Blower. So, yeah, something a lot of...
Jeffrey's correct in that. He recognizes that he's in a losing position if he doesn't knock out this whale this next turn.
Exactly. And play to win. Don't play to not lose. You just have to go for it sometimes.
Does he still have his industrious incisors or not? We'll see.
He does, actually. Because I thought it was interesting they
So that's a
did
pretty
the...
good chance.
Oh, he found it! Alright, we got a game, ladies and gentlemen.
So see, that's where I would have loved to see the pot helmet stay in hand, because that Inteleon would not be able to be knocked out.
It had to stay in hand, yeah. You're absolutely right on that.
I don't know why that went into play. Now that opens up a Slay King knockout onto Inteleon.
That's right. And it's funny, it's those marginal things. And obviously both great players are in the finals with some of the best GLC players in the world. But sometimes just like one extra attachment you didn't need to do or something like that can make the difference of a game.
So now Wailord will be going down. The water player needs some energies for Inteleon, and even then there's a cape on the Lugia, so that will be sticking around.
And if that wasn't bad enough, we have the Bieberl to draw back up our hand to 5.
And actually, if the water player field lowers the cape and only does with 120 with Inteleon, then Jeffrey can deny a prize by field... No, he got rid of his field lower. I'm thinking too much.
But yeah, that's an interesting line. If
He can
the
get rid of his own field blower, but he's played his already.
That's right, or his own cape, yeah. Yeah, I think the cape had to go down, but it is tough because that could be potentially game losing.
I might have thrown it on the Slate King because that's attacking second anyway.
You're right, and it can't. The 160 would be tough.
And the Lugia's putting the energy back in hand, so you just put
Yeah.
that back on the Slackov. Then you find your Slate King Rare Candy, put the cape on there, hand disrupt maybe, and say your opponent, hey, got it, I'll just attack twice with Slate King and win.
And that's where I love the I'm sorry, we just had someone pop up on there. I'm muting that. Okay. That's where I love the Lugia and Jeffrey's innovation on that, because it just shows that it's like, oh, all my energies are recycle energies.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense with the Porygon for sure.
Yeah.
Time on the round, current player.
I think we were back to even, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so too. It's
Water player could go ahead again, they just need a loss or something.
someone mentioned time, I think, in Discord. I think if you guys are in Twitch, you can confirm, but we should just ignore time. This is the finals, and we're close enough. It's 2-2.
What are you worried about time for the finals? No rounds after this. Let them cook.
Also, just checking.
Everyone's playing at a reasonable pace. Like, we're fine.
This has just been an intense game.
It has, yeah. And it's finals. We don't want it to come down to time.
I think this, I've watched a few of the games on stream when I finish mine, but this is probably the best one.
This has been the best, yeah. This is the game, which is good because it's the finals.
Clear back and forth.
And it just shows the way you can come back and the way that like innovation really works, because people knew water was good. They weren't playing necessarily this version of water, and then people know colorless is good, but Jeffrey has his own unique taste in there with playing the Porygon, playing this kind of Lugia, so shows it off well. All right, so we're gonna see our own Bibarel in octopus form coming through this way.
He needs to pivot Octillery too, so maybe Guzma knock it with Inteleon this turn.
That's right, 'cause the float stone's down. That Parallel City from so many turns ago really helped, just because a lot of waterless don't play U-turn board, and I get it because space is a premium. You want to play 65 card decks, but it's tough once that pivot is down. There's not like an air balloon or a U-turn board or something like that. You kind of have to find that turn after turn afterwards.
Yep.
So just, again, kind of thinking through things, and it's important to take your time. It's
So if at the end of turns the game is not finished, then the player with less prize cards remaining will win. If at the end of turns you both have the same number of prize cards, play continues until a player wins or has a prize card advantage.
Water player seems a bit stressed now, I'd say. They're slowing down.
yeah.
Probably just they're thinking up the line to win the match now in their head. That's what I would assume what's going on. At least that's what I'd be doing in this situation.
Yeah. Oh man, only 4 cards left in deck too.
Oh, that is a problem. I didn't even notice that.
I think they still have Nessa.
That kind of puts you on your own timer, though.
It does. You know what's funny is that I run into this with water a lot. You can actually just kind of run out of resources. A lot of times I want to pal pad in there. A lot of energies. A lot of times you're thinning early for the Octillery, and that kind of adds up. This turn I would say maybe has been taking a lot of time, but I can give a pass just because this is one of the final turns. But they are really thinking this one through.
Yep.
All right, versus Seeker.
They're saying their Inteleon's taking 2 prizes, or they're going to try and set up this Wailord
Yeah.
again.
Knowing that Boss and Guzma are in the colorless deck, so that's tough.
Yeah. Although if they do take a prize here, they are up in the prize cards.
Yeah.
Playing versus Seeker for what?
But man, how are they gonna take a prize?
I think they're doing like N or something. I don't know. Or Iono?
Marnie.
Marnie?
So they're getting 5. So whatever they want in deck, it's there. You know, they just drew through it all, and then one from the hand came back. So.
Have they played Rope? Because Rope would probably get a knockout.
Oh, I forgot about Rope. There it is. Good call, Watto. All right, so we see the Rope taking out the free retreat cycles are.
If I'm Jeffrey, I'm just promoting Porygon 130. I'm saying your Inteleon ain't knocking this out. Or I guess Cyclists are. That's giving up a prize though. I guess if what's Porygon's retreat too? Yeah, so maybe that gets stuck, but
That's fair.
Prize. I feel like that's better than keeping Porygon in.
Just thinking through.
In the board yet, so I guess you do need that. But
yeah.
If it's sticking around, you just need to switch out. So Jeffrey just playing safe though, which is fair.
Yeah, It's tough, but yeah, sometimes you don't want things.
If your opponent
stuck.
has Muscle Band or something crazy and your Porygon goes down, you're kind of cooked at that point.
Yeah. And grabbing the Cynthia is kind of funny. I don't think the prize card matters because if you play Cynthia, you deck out.
Yeah.
Put in the 20 onto the Lugia. Makes sense. It's probably what's going to be in the... okay. Oh, right. Because then the Frostmoth comes off. So if Jeffrey has Rare Candy slacking to turn off abilities, the Octillery and the Frostmoth are off. Alright, draws for turn, and then we'll be able to see cards off of the Bibarel and the Cinccino. They have 5 in hand right now because they had 4 from the Marnie. So I'm going to try to play that down. No, I'm going to first get rid of that Fan Rotom that came back from Sacred Ash with the Cinccino.
If the water player still, if they had the,
wow.
There's the Rare Candy.
The Marnie and then Cinccino found them. Rare Candy, slacking, and double energy.
If the water player had that pot helmet still for this turn, then the Slate King wouldn't even be an option to take the knockouts. Like, that is really biting them right now.
Yeah. And to your point on top of that, they had access to their entire deck because they had their hand plus the 4 cards from the Marnie, so there was no chance of it getting disrupted or anything like that either.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, just a small little mistake, but it's game changing. See the therapeutic come down.
Now Jeffrey is definitely in a commanding position here with the only attacker on board going down and ability lock. I don't know if water is gonna have a response at all.
It has to find Guzma. Isn't Guzma down?
I have no idea.
I know, it's been such a slog, it's hard to remember the resources and everything.
If only we could pick up their Discord.
I know! Oh, this has been amazing. See, this is why GLC is the best way to play Pokemon cards. What a game. This is a chess match. We're going to play Bibarel to draw more cards. Don't even really know what else you need here, but yeah, you can just put down more energies with the Porygon. Yeah, agreed. This is a great finals match. This is the finals you could ask for. Looking through the supporters. I know Palpad's down, but I think Versus Seeker is still alive. And funny enough, is down both Gust. Or
Actually,
both Gust is back in.
Whale's player has Whale next turn, Guzma, and enough energy. He wins because
Yeah.
there's a luxury escape in play. So I think that's the out. Or which is one prize, just Guzma gets it with Inteleon, but that's not staying alive. So there's a chance.
There is a chance. This is really anyone's game.
Actually, I guess the cape doesn't even matter anymore because he's only at 1 prize, so you can just Guzma anything.
Yeah, and I'm looking down trying to see their discard. I couldn't see if Guzma was in there or not.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have it in hand for...
Oh, Versus Seeker for Hex. I actually think that's game. Now you can't gust around the slacking.
Oh, did he hex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably over then.
Now Jeffrey just needs Gust for next turn. Heads up play. I think a lot of people would have missed that.
Yeah, they're like, I got these
Yeah.
There's just nothing else you really need to do in that situation. Hex is just an extra win. Just makes the most sense.
Alright, how are they drawing that card? You can't Octillery.
Did they draw with Octillery?
I think so. It got cracked there.
No.
Wait, I'm confused.
Could have been top deck.
Yeah.
They have no way to power up an attacker, though. I think it's just over.
I think you're right. Yeah, here's the Whale Lord.
If they had the will, they might have had the energies if they could ability.
I think without the Hex, they would have won. Because there's the Nessa.
They couldn't have Guzman either.
Oh.
They had enough energies.
Brover says they used the stadium to check the deck. That makes sense.
Oh, Brooklyn, yeah.
Man, that Hex
The
was
water
such
player now
a...
is just counting on the Whale Lord not to die and for Jeffrey not to have Gust, but I'm pretty sure Jeffrey has Gust.
Yeah, I mean, we know he pal-padded Guzma and Boss into the deck. And it's funny because I remember at the time I was like, well, do you want to pal-pad Hexen? But actually just having it for the Versus Seeker, keeping it in your discard for the Versus Seeker turned out to be even better. So we're going to see the Wishy-Washy come down here. Oh, thanks, Brover and Beisha. Appreciate that. I'm see an attachment to the Wish, and there's the Guzma for game. So we have Jeffrey as the champion. And
GG.
should we get him in here for an interview?